Imagine risking your life to gain freedom, planning a bold escape from a high-security camp, all while being watched by enemy soldiers. This isn't a made-up story. This is the incredible true story of Oliver Philpot. How did he and his friends use wooden horses to trick their captors and make a legendary escape? Stay with us because we're about to explore one of the most exciting escapes of World War II. You won't want to miss this story of bravery, cleverness, and the strength of the human spirit. Oliver Philpot was a British Royal Air Force officer who found himself imprisoned in the notorious Stalag Luft III, a German prisoner of war camp, during World War II. Known for his quick thinking and determination, Philpot played a crucial role in one of the most daring escape attempts ever recorded. Alongside his fellow prisoners, he demonstrated remarkable cleverness and steady resolve, hatching an elaborate plan to tunnel their way to freedom using wooden vaulting horses to hide their work. Life in Stalag Luft III. Philpot soon found himself imprisoned in Stalag Luft III, a high-security POW camp for captured Allied pilots. The conditions were bad, with too many people, few supplies, and constant watch by the German soldiers. The barracks were small, the food was limited, and the freezing winter made things even harder. But this didn't stop Philpot and his fellow prisoners from thinking about escaping. They spent their days planning and practicing escape attempts, using whatever they could find to make tools and disguises. They communicated through secret signals and codes, always staying ahead of their captors. Despite the constant threat of punishment, the hope of one day gaining their freedom kept them determined and creative. The idea: wooden horses as cover. Philpot and his friends needed a clever way to hide their tunnel digging from the Germans. If caught, they could face severe punishment or even death. After thinking hard, they came up with a brilliant idea: to use wooden vaulting horses to cover their work. These wooden horses were used for exercise and physical training, so seeing them around the camp was normal. Every day they moved the vaulting horses to different spots. This allowed them to dig without anyone getting suspicious. Each horse was strong enough to hide a man and the tools needed for digging. By using these horses, they could keep their digging hidden while blending in with daily camp activities. This plan showed their smart thinking, teamwork, and bravery in their bid to escape. The planning and execution. To make their plan work, Philpot and his fellow prisoners spent months carefully digging a 336 feet long tunnel under the camp's fence. They took turns digging, hiding the dirt, and building supports along the way. They used makeshift tools and grabbed whatever materials they could find. The tunnel was very narrow, dark, and cramped, with only enough space for one person to crawl through at a time. It was a tough and dangerous job that required careful planning, as any mistake could get them caught and punished. Despite the danger, they stayed focused and determined. They came up with smart ways to get rid of the dirt, like spreading it quietly around the camp or hiding it in their clothes. They also made sure the tunnel had enough air and reinforced the walls to keep it from collapsing. With hard work, teamwork, and the hope of freedom, they slowly but surely made their way towards escape, inch by inch. The escape. On March 24, 1944, Philpot and two other prisoners finally crawled out of the tunnel, emerging outside the camp's perimeter fence. They felt a rush of excitement and hope after months of hard work, digging the tunnel with basic tools and constantly worrying about being caught by the guards. As they came out, cold winds and snow hit them, reminding them of the many challenges they had already faced. Every breath of the freezing air hurt their skin, but the thought of freedom kept them moving forward. The escape plan was very detailed. It included maps, fake documents, and even civilian clothes they had gotten for their journey. Sadly, only 76 out of the planned 220 escapees managed to get out before the alarm went off. The peaceful night turned chaotic with a loud siren, and searchlights started sweeping across the camp. What had been a well-organized escape quickly turned into confusion. Philpot and his two friends, despite trying their best, did not make it to safety. They were caught again, and their dreams of freedom were crushed instantly. Even though their escape failed, their bravery and clever planning became a famous story that inspired many people. The careful planning, the strong willpower, and the friendship among the prisoners showed great courage and strength. Their story became a symbol of resilience and bravery. It shows how far people will go to get their freedom back. Even when things seemed impossible, their determination and hope stood out. Their legacy is a powerful reminder of the strength of the human spirit and how it can overcome huge challenges. The aftermath of the escape. The aftermath of the escape from Stalag Luft III was both sad and painful. Out of the 76 men who managed to break free, only 3 successfully made it back to Allied territory. The remaining 73 escapees were recaptured and faced severe consequences. 50 of them, including many who had shown great bravery and smart thinking, were executed on direct orders from Adolf Hitler in an act of cruel revenge. This brutal act shocked the world and was a reminder of how dangerous it was to try to escape from the camp. Those who survived the executions did not escape suffering. They were put through hard questioning and then sent back to Stalag Luft III or moved to other, even more secure camps. The news of the mass executions spread quickly among the prisoners and within the Allied forces, creating a deep sense of loss and anger. However, it also made them more determined to continue their fight against the Axis powers. The tragic end of many escapees did not take away from the greatness of their escape attempt. Instead, it highlighted the huge courage and unending spirit of the men who dared to challenge their captors. In the years after the war, the story of the Great Escape touched many people around the world. It inspired books, movies, and many tributes, making sure that the bravery of Oliver Philpot and his fellow escapees would always be remembered. Their actions showed how strong the human desire for freedom is, and became a lasting symbol of resilience and hope, even in the face of great difficulty. The men who lost their lives during the escape were honored after the war, with various memorials and remembrance events keeping their memory alive. Their sacrifices were remembered, ensuring that future generations would continue to learn from and be inspired by their incredible story. Legacy. Philpot and his fellow prisoners' great escape has been remembered in books, documentaries, and films, including the 1963 classic The Great Escape. Their daring and carefully planned breakout from a German POW camp during World War II remains one of the most famous acts of bravery and cleverness. Their story continues to be a symbol of resilience, determination, and courage when facing hard times. It reminds us of the human spirit's strength and our ability to overcome even the toughest challenges. This incredible escape not only shows the teamwork and friendship among the prisoners, but also highlights their strong hope and desire for freedom, even when the odds are against them. The story of Philpot and his friends is a tale of bravery and hope. They worked hard, planned well, and stayed strong even when things were tough. They showed that with teamwork and a strong will, people can do amazing things. Their escape, even though it did not completely succeed, became a symbol of courage in the fight for freedom. It teaches us that even in the darkest times, we should never give up on our dreams. The memory of their brave actions will always remind us of the power of the human spirit. If you found this story as inspiring as we do, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more incredible tales of courage and ingenuity. Hit the bell icon never to miss an update, and stay tuned for our next episode in the Great Escape series. Thank you for watching, and remember, history is filled with amazing stories waiting to be discovered. See you next time.